Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Yes. Welcome. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go. So, for the college football fans that's out there right now, man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody, right? I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm thanking you in advance. Okay, so welcome to the Fans Point of View podcast. It's okay to replay. Thanks for watching in advance, man. You feel me? With your host, Truckin Chubbzy, the most known podcaster that there is out there, diamond in the dirt every day on the ground, one at a time. You hear me? I'm gonna run through these college football games real quick for y'all, man. You know, I got a couple of football games that's on the schedule, man, and that I wanted to pay attention to, man. First off, so we sit here, we look at the the Kansas State and Texas game. Shout out to Kansas State, man. They played a hell of a game. They should have won that game. Okay, so running through this, we running through it real quick. Okay, so the game starts off with 8 minutes 36 seconds in the first quarter. Adonai Mitchell gets a 37-yard pass from Malik Murphy. He scores a touchdown. Okay, 3 and out. The whole first quarter pretty much is ran by Texas. Texas goes ahead. And 1 minute left in the first quarter, they kick a field goal, 32-yard field goal. Brett Auburn, he makes it. He's good. Boom. CJ Baxter for Texas with 11 minutes and 34 seconds into the second quarter scores a 54-yard touchdown. Texas go up 17-0 with 54 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Phillip Brooks gets a 6-yard touchdown pass from Will Howard. Now Kansas State has 7. Texas have 17 points. Let's go. They go into halftime. The score is 17-7. They come out back and forth, threes and out. They're playing D. With 9 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the third quarter, Jonathan Brooks gets a 5-yard touchdown run in for Texas. Now Texas is up 24-7. Okay. They're playing D. They're going back and forth. Get another 3 and out from Kansas State. Texas seems to have all the momentum, right? Brett Auburn, no. They hold them down. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brett Auburn is held to kick a 49-yard field goal. He makes it. Texas goes up 27-7. Okay? Some mistakes happen. Boom. Now they starting to get rolling. Get a turnover for Kansas State, right? Now Phillip Brooks, he throws a 26-yard touchdown pass to he gets one from Will Howard. Phillip Brooks catches it on the sideline. He breaks a tackle, runs up there. 0 seconds left in the third quarter. They go into the fourth quarter. The score is 14 K-State, 27 Texas. So now Keegan Johnson gets a 12-yard pass with 13 minutes and 33 seconds in the fourth quarter from Will Howard because of the defense locking down on Texas, turning the ball over, making a fumble, so on, right? Now they're up 21-27. All right, 12 minutes 37 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Jace Brown catches a 32-yard pass from Will Howard. The score is knotted up 27-27. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Brett Auburn, the kicker for Texas, kicks a field goal. Texas is up 30-27. Oh my goodness, it's going crazy. Everybody going wild. Oh, K-State misses a field goal. They're like, whoa, this might be over. No. K-State comes out, plays more resilient. The ball back again. Now Chris Tennant with 1 second left in the game. Ties it up, goes 30-30. They go into overtime. K-State hold. They come out firing. K-State holds Texas. Texas couldn't move the ball. 42-yard field goal from Brett Auburn. Texas goes up 33-30. K-State moves the ball. They're going Brett fairly well. They go for it on 4th and goal in overtime, and they miss. Will Howard gets pressured, goes down, throws up at America, throws the ball up for a prayer, tackle, game over. Now, I know it's easy for a lot of people to say, and a lot of fans to sit here and say that it's easy for him to call that as a head coach, but I don't think so, man. It's totally different when you're in the field. He believes in those guys so much, and to go for it on 4th down, he loves that team so much, and that's a passion. So the way to look at that, K-State fans, and I know this is a fan's point of view, and I understand where we're at as fans and why didn't he not kick that field goal, right? Because he believed in that team so much. He loves those kids, young men, so much. He believed in them that they can score that touchdown. So therefore, y'all, let's big up both of those teams for giving us a very exciting Saturday college football game. And look, it was just a battle, but Texas, y'all got to take care of the damn football better. Texas, they got to play better. Texas just has to play better, man. I mean, if it wasn't for only your one loss, you probably would be way lower. There's a lot other teams that has more losses than Texas right now that is playing a lot better than Texas right now. Texas, to me right now, is not looking like they should be ranked that high up on the boards. Why? Because simply, like, I easily would take Alabama and put Alabama over Texas right now, period. I would easily right now take Penn State and put Penn State over Texas right now, if it wasn't for the strength of schedule. But they're just letting teams hang around that shouldn't be hanging around, man. Period. They almost lost that game. They're not taking care of the football. They're coming out slow and sluggish. And some of these other schools, we're gonna wind up having another national championship game probably. I hope we don't. That's gonna be a blowout. You know what I mean? So when you get to looking at most of these conferences, most of the most exciting games are going to be these conference championship games. These conference championship games are going probably to be more exciting than the college football playoff. I hope it don't be, but hey, it might be. All right, that's just my little take on that one right there. Moving right on into the Georgia game. Now Georgia playing right now, they host at home with Missouri. Georgia home at Missouri. They coming out. 10 minutes to go into the first quarter. Peyton winning, 33-yard field goal. Georgia goes up 3-0. With 5 minutes left in the first quarter, Luther Burden third, 39, catches a 39-yard touchdown pass from Brady Cook. Mizzou goes up 7-3. With 13 minutes left in the second quarter, Dominique Lovett catches a 6-yard pass from Carson Beck. Georgia goes up 10-7. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Harrison Mavis makes a 37-yard field goal. It's 10-10. They go into halftime tied up. Oh, they're battling. They come out. Okay. Mizzou comes out, drives down, settles for a 42-yard. Georgia holds them to a 42-yard field goal. They make it 13-10 Mizzou. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kendall Milton gets a 15-yard touchdown. So Georgia goes up 17-13. With 38 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Oscar Delp, 5-yard touchdown pass, catches that Carson Beck, throws him one. Georgia goes up 24-13. Man, they like, oh, nope. Coming out in the fourth quarter, Mizzou gets another little second win. They come out. Cody Schreider catch 12-yard touchdown run. Mizzou 21, Georgia 24. From that, and then Georgia just they got it together, put a little something together, got it going late, put some clamps down on some defense, some threes and out. Peyton Whitting gets a field goal. Georgia goes up 27-21. And with 4 minutes left into the fourth quarter, Georgia kicks another field goal, 30-21, and that's the final game score right there. And in this game, you can easily say that Mizzou let Georgia get back into this game, and that crowd had a big help to do with it. It's not easy to play out there in the dog pound. It's just not easy. It's not easy to play up there in Georgia. It just ain't. It's not easy to play in Athens. But Brady Cook finishes the game with, it was 14 for 29, 212 yards, 1 tutty, 1 interception. Carson Beck finished the game 21 for 32, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. Okay, the leading rushers for the games were Dewan Edwards for Georgia, 16 carries, 77 yards. Cody Schrader for the Tigers, 22 carries, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading receivers for the game, Theo Whitewees for the Mizzou Tigers, 5 receptions, 90 yards. Lad McConkey for the Georgia Bulldogs, 7 receptions, 95 yards. All right. A little bit on that, quick breakdown on that game. That's why the Georgia had a little scare with me, struggling with Mizzou, but Mizzou is no pushover. There are a lot of teams right now that are in the SEC, and the SEC is really, really tough. And they've been getting through these tough games. They put the beat down on Kentucky. They got through Mizzou. It seems to be no problem, even though that defense got going late. But Mizzou, if you ask me, Mizzou had the game, and they just kind of let it go, man. You know what I mean? They didn't take care of business, man. You know. But shout out to Georgia and that defense. That Georgia defense, man. When you're looking at them on the film, and them as my Bulldogs, man, they played good. They played good, okay? So shout out to them, both teams, man. They played a hell of a game. All right. We sitting here and we looking at the LSU and Alabama game. I'm sorry. The LSU and Alabama game, man, they played a hell of a game, man. You know, it was a shootout, back and forth. You just knew whoever got a stop on defense was going to win the game, because both offenses was just going down the field and they were scoring. For crying out loud, both quarterbacks were the top passers and they were the leading rushers on both teams. So Jaden Daniels he was 15 for 24, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also was the leading rusher with 11 carries, 163 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's crazy, right? Crazy work, right? Jalen Milroe was 15 for 23 for passing, 219 yards. He also was the leading rusher with 20 carries, 155 yards, and 4 tutties. He balled out. And that game was all about those quarterbacks and about that defense. Now, however, Isaiah Bond for the Crimson Tide had 5 receptions for 60 yards. Malik Neighbors for the Tigers had 10 receptions, 171 yards, and 1 tutty. So they look good out there. Both teams look good. That I just knew it was going to come down to whoever got one simple stop, and you really knew that watching that game. It was a high octane game. I would like to go back and watch that film again, man, because that game was just so exciting. They finished up fairly well. So, total yards in the game, Alabama wound up finishing with 507 total yards. The Tigers wound up finishing with 478 yards. Passing wise, Tigers had 272. Alabama had 219. Rushing wise, Tigers had 206. Alabama had 288. Yards per play, Alabama had 8, and Alabama had 7, Tigers had 8. And that's pretty much when you breaking that game down. That's just how that game went. I believe Alabama should move up a lot higher, being in the SEC, and the teams that the way that they've battled, and just Coach Nick Saban is just a great man. And that staff over there in Alabama really know what they doing. Seem like they got that roll going, and right now, as a Bulldog fan, it's not that they're making me nervous. Alabama's looking nervous only because of our trenches in Georgia, not really looking like they're up to the task of taking on a team right now like Alabama, scoring that much. Seeing what Mizzou did and how we played Mizzou, and Mizzou's not garbage, but right now, with Alabama playing the way they're playing, I think that's going to be a very good game, and I think we'll get to see that for the SEC championship. What you think, Don? Let me know. All right. We talk about Washington and SC. Washington and SC, man, that game right there. Caleb Williams, him fumbling, and him fumbling and giving them the ball back, that's took the whole momentum away. It took the whole entire momentum of the game away. It really did. And because it was a shootout up in like in it. So in the second, because in the second quarter, like let's say like midway through the second quarter, Dylan Johnson had a 52-yard run touchdown. They tied up 21-21, right? That was Washington. So right now, SC had it. Taj Washington get a 41-yard pass from Caleb Williams. They go up 28-21. With a minute to go in the second quarter, Pope catches a 4-yard pass from Michael Penix Jr., 28-28. Now, most people say, okay, now they're going down. Now, this is where that fumble occurs. Boom. Dylan Johnson gets the 1-yard touchdown after that, and then it goes in. So, then they come out. SC come out, they score, but now it's on Washington because now they're back behind the touchdown, and that's just how that game went. That game went exactly like that, and Washington wound up getting a couple of stops in the fourth quarter that changed the game. They wound up getting a stop, and it was over after that. They went down and they scored, and that game was another shootout. And shout out to both of those teams, and that just goes to show that SC let some games get away from them this year that shouldn't have gotten away from them. Maybe they shouldn't have took a couple of L's that they took, but the Pac-12 is stacked full of physical football teams right now, and they're really playing physical. And the Pac-12, I believe, is a very good division, and I honestly think that Washington should be ranked a lot higher, maybe even Oregon, because to me, I'm seeing a lot of good football come out of there, and they should definitely be higher ranked on the college playoff rankings and in the AP top 25, because they're in the Pac-12, and the Pac-12 is very tough. I would even entertain to say that they should be above Ohio State right now. Washington, yes, absolutely. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Y'all let me know. Fans' point of view. That's what this is. So when you look at the UCLA and the Arizona game, UCLA and Arizona was just dominant. They just was dominant. And Noah Fifth is a beast. That quarterback is going off right now. And Arizona is just dogs. They just some dogs in Arizona. They play so tough in Arizona. So tough football, man. And both of these teams is 6-3, man. 6-3. That's why when this college football playoff system starts, man, it has to be like, it's going to give a lot of these other teams the chance of playing better and coming up to win, because this is when these teams get hot. And when this playoff system starts, man, you're going to start seeing these teams that are losing 3 games go all the way and take the national title. I guarantee you'll see that. We'll see that soon as this playoff system gets more teams. We'll see teams with 2 and 3 losses win the title, and I know we will, because they're finally coming into getting their groove, finding their consistency and everything else. And Arizona has been playing tremendously consistent. You know what I'm saying? They had a lockdown fourth quarter. The second half, they come out, they only let up 3 points to the Bruins the whole second half. They just had their foot on their neck, just played physical with them the whole second half. They just dominated the whole second half of the game, period. Shut them down. They held them. They had 3 points. UCLA had 3 points in the whole second half of the football game. Do you understand me? And before that, they shut them out in the first quarter. Arizona didn't let them score at all in the first quarter. The whole first quarter was great defense. Both teams were going back and forth. It was only 7-point score from the Wildcats. You know what I mean? And then they come out in the second quarter and they played good ball. They both scored in the second quarter. But from there, after that, it was all Arizona Wildcats. Do you hear me? Man, they just balled out, man. They did. And in a tough game, man. And for UCLA to come out and the way that they were so dominantly beating Colorado, and the way that Arizona just dogged UCLA, it makes you wonder, does does Colorado even stand a chance against them, right? That it makes you think that, right? You really sit there and you think that. You'd be a fool not to, you know what I mean? You honestly be a fool not to sit there and think that. But however, to be honest, Colorado got it going late. They tried to have a late fourth quarter comeback. Other than that, man, they didn't have anything going, They didn't score in the first quarter. 3 points in the second quarter. Third quarter, 2 points. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, it's just off of some crazy 2-point conversion. Like, you know what I mean? Fail. Like, man, it's just not looking too good out there right now with the offensive line. But they came back. They got it together in the fourth quarter. They tried to make a late comeback, but at that point, it's too late. Game's over. They got it going late, and hopefully, with the you're trying to take the fourth quarter and move it over. But right now, in Colorado, Buffaloes are sitting at 4-5. And their remaining schedule right now, looking for them, is Washington and Utah. They're going up to Washington. I know they got Arizona, Washington, and then Utah. So they're playing home at Arizona. Then they're going up to Washington State, and then they're going to Utah. Yeah, it's no easy task right now for them. It just isn't like no. It's just not an easy task for them. No way, no how. But I want to talk about Oregon State. Oregon State gave them every chance to win this game. Colorado's defense played tremendously well. Charles Kelly's defense is looking like a Charles Kelly defense, if not even better. They have came in. He's found the personnel to run that team. I don't know what the changes y'all have made. A lot of people saying that Trevor Woods is in the run. No. We're not going to blame Trevor Woods. He is a very smart football player. He looks excellent at the linebacker position. He really does. I have no complaints on what went on with that defense, but you cannot expect that defense to get all them stops and all those turnovers and that offense not to score points. Like, you just can't do that. So we just don't want to sit there and blame Trevor Woods. I want this team to win so much, and that's why I'm so passionate about the way that things are going. I thought the coaching change in Colorado was going to change a lot of things, but obviously it just hasn't. It hasn't changed anything with Colorado as far as the offensive line. I don't care who you is. You can go get Eric Bieniemy right now, Andy Reid, whoever, and it's not going to change anything. It's just not going to change anything because the offensive line is the problem, which leads me to saying my next thing. Why not go get Matt McChesney? He has a whole football academy, 6-0 academy. Shout out to them. Matt McChesney's offensive line and defensive line academy. And he's a Colorado Buffalo alumni. You want to bring somebody in to consult and fix a problem with everybody in the world. And even my 14-year-old, my 7-year-old know that they just not blocking good, right? They don't got no time to do anything, right? And when it does, and then Shador holds the ball a little bit longer, taking sacks is just something you just can't do. But they're not blocking, right? And that's the problem. Matt McChesney has academy, like I said, has a great podcast, 0 to 60 podcast, which I advise y'all to check that out. Anyway, he's a guru when you come there. Go get him to consult. If you're going to consult with anybody, consult with the problem that you need. Not to say that play calling, because Sean Lewis's offense is run so well. It's, what is it, a RPO? It's an RPO type offense, right? There's design run for Shador. The stupidest thing I've heard on something was somebody saying Shador Sanders, you shouldn't run a design run quarterback. Why not? So you rather him sit there and get sacked? Like, what type of stupid shit is that? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean it shouldn't be a quarterback design run? Like, absolutely. Like, what are we talking about? He's getting hit in the quarter. He's gonna get hit because he's getting hit in the pocket. So what are you talking about him? You rather him sit there and take the blow standing, trying to throw a pass, or rather than him scrambling and taking a blow? Like, what are we talking about? Like, we lost already. I don't know. People It's just when you're trying to be so unbiased to your opinion that you say stupid things like that. Like, that don't make sense to me. It just don't. And somebody please make that make sense to me. But anyway, back to Matt McChesney, the guy that should be there helping out with the offensive line and consulting with the offensive line. But they need to go get him. He's right there. He's just one call away. You know what I mean? He ain't hard to find, right? Anyway, there's a guard that played there last year, right? Some of the people that left last year, was it Casey Roderick, the guard that went down to Florida State? Florida State's undefeated team. That offensive line is looking so dominant. Was it Jake Wiley, the guard that went to UCLA? Was he not part of it? Okay, what about Austin Johnson, not by Purdue right now? So what are we talking about? 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 Matt McChesney's the guy that's gonna fix this problem, man. I don't care what nobody say. He's right there. He ain't hard to find. That's the problem. What's going on? Maybe he can be a little bit more relatable to the guys and see what's going on, or maybe able to put the guys who want to I don't know, man, and just want to just block. I mean, because really, it's football's a physical game. The offensive defensive line are the most physical thing on the field. You know, I mean, your hands is weapons. Just and you pushing and you hitting every play, contact every play. You cannot be avoiding that or just getting beat. Like, you just getting beat like you that damn slow. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. But we know it's the problem. And in his own words, there's no patience. And another thing I heard is, the offensive play calling didn't work. It should have worked. You don't take someone's job away from them, replace them with their play calling, bring somebody else in to call their plays, and it not work, and then say, oh, it didn't work. They think, no, it needed to work yesterday. I'm sorry to say that. I'm just sorry to say that. Like, people are gonna say I'm a hater or whatever else is going on. No, it needed to work yesterday. You do not take someone's responsibility to call their offense, bring somebody in to call their offense, and it does not work. And the offense, oh, it looked good though. I like that. How does the offense look good? They didn't fucking score in the first quarter. Like, do I have to read the stats to y'all again? Like, let me tell y'all about the offense that they're saying that y'all look good. There was 0 points scored from Colorado in the first quarter. No points, period. In the second quarter, Colorado only scored 3 points. In the whole first half of the football game, Colorado only scored 3 points. What are you talking about? It worked. People are crazy. People are crazy. People are delusional. My man Deion Sanders, Coach Prime Sanders, is the best damn salesman on the planet. He will sell salt to a slug, water to a well. He will sell pixels to the TV, to the... Come on, man, listen to what I'm saying, bro. Like, y'all have to get y'all heads out your ass and start looking at the problem. And how, if you're gonna bring somebody in who knows about the problem and fix the problem, which is the offense of line. Okay? All right? Let's not sit here in front and perk and act like that offense looked good. They didn't look good until it was too late. Then they looked good. And at that point, it probably was some mercy bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could even argue and say it was just like, man, we won this game, and they just stopped playing. Like, I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, like, it was 23-5 up until 10 minutes left to go in the game. Then they started moving the ball. They scored. They got down. The defense been playing. The defense has been playing lights out the whole damn game. The whole damn game. The whole damn game. I'm not taking nothing away from that damn defense. Colorado's defense played hands down. But Anthony Hankerson didn't score, y'all. It was a damn garbage time touchdown. Like, let's be real about that, y'all. Like, let's not sit here and act like that wasn't a garbage time touchdown. It was over. Stop with this. Like, this shit is crazy to me, man. Shit is crazy, man. Crazy, bro. So the offense didn't work this game. It needed to work this game. It did. It needed to work. There ain't no patience. You want to win now. It needed to work this game. For real. It just did. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. At least Sean Lewis's offense scored points. Y'all ain't just get shut out like that in no damn quarter or no damn halves. I know that. He kept points on the board every quarter with that offense. Anyway, 418 total yards for the Oregon State Beavers. Colorado had 238, which came late in the fourth quarter. Okay, let's not be twisted with that. Passing yards, Colorado had 245 passing yards, and the Oregon State Beavers had 223. Colorado had -7 rushing yards for the whole game. None. Under zero. Oregon State had 195 rushing yards. The offense did not look better. It just didn't. Where in which category? Passing. Did it look better to the eye test? Yeah, I give you that. Looking at the game, it looked better. But statistically, no. It was no offensive scoring. So let me look at it. Okay, so let's even go to the game where you guys just got totally dominated, right? And then nobody scored in the Oregon game. You look at the Oregon game, right? It was a total blowout. Y'all had 199 total yards offense, 159 yards passing, 40 yards rushing in the Oregon game. Okay, all right, and that's the game. People just got dogged, blown out. One of the best games was the Colorado State University game. It was 348 passing yards. Y'all let up 397 passing yards. Colorado Buffaloes did. They had 70 rushing yards that game. Like, he scored. He put points on the board, bro. Points on the board. But y'all did go quarters with getting shut out, but there was quarters where they just went off and they just scored. Tremendously and crazy. Like, man, I just don't get it, man. I guess one of the best games, honestly, was like the UCLA game, man. I mean, when you look at that game, 193 rushing yards. The UC game, 193 rushing yards, 371 passing yards. They had almost 600 total yards the whole game against UC, man. Shut out the first quarter, but other than that, it went through the whole game with just scoring. And I don't know. People had to stop with those comments, the unbiased comments. The DMVR show, Ryan and Jake, Uncle Neely just was interrupting them what they wanted to say and stuff like that. But the unbiased opinion is kind of weird and annoying to talk like that and sound like that. You know what I mean? It's definitely okay to replay, y'all. Thank y'all for watching with me, man, and rocking with the bull, man. On the follow up for the college football, man. I'll be back with some more, man. You know, I've been on here for a little bit, talking and chatting. You know, I'm still so passionate about the Colorado games, man. I really am, y'all. I just am. I really want to see him win for a number of reasons. There are so many reasons why I want to see Deion Sanders do good, and it's just not happening. And it's frustrating seeing that happen and take place. And it's more even frustrating when people sit around and they come up with these weird excuses of why things ain't going the way it's going. It needed to work yesterday. I'm just sorry about that. It just looked bad. The fact that the offense looked worse. It looked worse. Yes, it did. The offense looked worse under Pat Schumer for the first time him coming out. And if you want to compare their first games, when you look at Sean Lewis's first game, TCU, and then you look at Pat Schumer's first game, mid-season, knowing what he had. So you can even argue that Sean Lewis he knew what he had. He had an idea of what he had, but he hasn't seen his product on the field perform. Okay? So the adjustments were made, but it just flopped. It really flopped. Horrible. Thank y'all for rocking with me, and thank y'all for tuning in with the boy, man. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna keep on rocking out. And make sure you like, share, subscribe with all your friends and your family. Peace until the next time. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday football. I'll be back with a video tonight, wrapping up some of these NFL games. You hear me? Peace.